Alright, we are back with another random map generator replay. No terrain at the top so far. I guess we've got like a road there, but that doesn't really count. And what else are we going to see? I see some flagstone. Is that actually going to stay though? It does. Alright, we got a bit of flagstone here and there. So far, nothing too interesting though. You know, you got like a bit of forest and mountain over here. I guess like, you know, if ooh, actually, wow, that's a proper row of mountains there. This is going to be a very choked up side, depending on what spawns in it. But you got this very open center position. This is like quite open here as well, so... Oh, wow, center mountains? Okay. Look how forward that stronghold is. Alright. This is going to be a very interesting game. Depending. I mean, we still got some more stuff to spawn. Barracks over here. Okay. This is looking very forward strongholds. I imagine this center area is going to be heavily contested. Okay, so we've got this one barracks over here. Got a sort of choked up route to the strongholds. You can see like a knight getting into position for a knight crit. Actually, these two tiles are open, so you can get, potentially you can get two knight crits off of the strongholds. And there's very far back barracks and there's one back tower. And the commanders are all the way back here. So unlike the last game that we just cast, this is going to be commanders far back and then potentially going to heal once they reach the barracks maybe? Or definitely a forward position. And so far they're mostly doing the same thing. Ooh, that sword's actually gonna capture this village first. I would have thought this one would be the more prime target. Commander grabs this one. Yeah, that's what I thought would happen, but maybe we're gonna see Snake grab a heal here? Okay, goes for the heal over this village. Interesting. So, some small deviation here. This is gonna be a much more central heal for Fiven. And wow, that stronghold is wide open, and this is like Wulfar heaven. Like, you can't defend this very easily. I think Sedge actually has to come over and just stand in front of it. Potentially, we're gonna see like a I think, yeah, we are seeing a harpy just sit there and be like, yo, I need to block this with my body. Fiven's already got the knight in position. This is going to be a lined up knight crit. And yeah, there's no wonder this harpy got built. I think it can walk forward and block and hit the commander, so this is gonna be a rough defense. Wulfar so close to groove already. That's actually terrifying. And Sedge knocks his village down, but actually this means it can get captured again for groove. And yeah, we see a harpy on this side. Fiven's just like, yeah, you know, I should probably defend my stronghold too. And just backs up a little bit, kind of recognizes that, you know, this harpy wall is going to be quite the threat. And Snake has to respect the fact that Wulfar can kill the strongholds. Yeah, just Sedge. I mean, Sedge, I don't know if they can even move from this position. Because the moment they do, Wulfar's going to groove whatever's there. Fiven just builds a treb and it's just like, you know what? If they park the trebuchet there, they can crit that tile. That's so scary. This is such a scuffed map. But I kind of love it. And I love like the kind of puzzle solving that has to go into something like this. And we see a dragon come out, and yeah, you need something to be able to just like threaten the trebuchet. It's probably worth sacking a dragon, depending on the circumstances, just to deal with this treb. Because that's going to be so spooky, and it takes 2 more turns to get into position. So Snake has 2 turns to figure out how the hell they're going to block this. And actually, because it's been quite passive, Wulfar hasn't been building groove that much, so I think this counterattack might do it. No, not quite. It's actually still on 88%. But because we're seeing Snake be aggressive on this side, actually goes for the heals. This is not a bad idea. And actually, now Snake's in a position where they're the one being aggressive, and they're just going to leave Sedge as a body blocker. Just being very passive with Sedge here. And now Fiven has to respect the offense. Because there's a mage behind this, you can't just wall it with like a single air unit. And yeah, it has to create some space. Like, the sword's not going to go down, but we're going to see Hogs of War coming in. I think they're going to be able to knock that down. And yeah, just like trying to create any kind of wall in front of their strongholds. And I almost think you just want to like pick off something here and just knock a unit in front. Like, Wulfar is probably going to have to use his groove defensively here. But decides not to. I don't quite know how I feel about that. I actually kind of wish there was a witch hex here. That would have helped a lot. Just weaken a lot of units. But then again, I guess if you weaken the units too much, they can start suiciding. And that means they can open up holes. Alright, we got T-off coming in. Probably going to land it here. Oh no, lands it in the back. Oh, that's a good play actually, because that all of a sudden, you can start walling with air units. And yeah, this trebuchet is just going to slowly move forwards. And Fiven dedicated a lot to this front to defend, but I think it's a good play. Makes a lot of sense. Mage crit is going to take out the Harpy, so we're going to see Snake getting a lot of good value. But no, actually just elects not to go for it. Recognizes that they lost a lot in that fight. Recognizes that trebuchet is going to be problems, and yeah, just decides to throw in the towel. And honestly, I can't blame him. This is a very scuffed random map to get. The fact that you can park a trebuchet here to crit this and it's got 2 open night crit tiles, that's kind of really spooky. And you know, you got Wulfar as well. Sedge is just not going to do work. And this is what I was saying earlier in the other game, where if you pick the wrong commander, like, you need a commander that's just generally very good, and Sedge is like good in very specific circumstances, but he does not do well in this kind of fight where you just want like very early pressure to be able to poke into your opponent's stronghold. So Wulfar, just very solid pick actually. In this kind of circumstance, able to put a lot of pressure on. There's actually like a couple flagstone tiles around as well, so you can kill air units. You got a bunch of mountain and forest, so you can kill other units as well. And yeah, just very, very strong pick. And yeah, just able to do work. Actually, I would say like the perfect pick for this map. Like, if you saw this map ahead of time, you'd probably want to pick Wulfar on it. So yeah, nicely played.